The town had just let the contracts for paving the sidewalks, and in the summer after her father's death, they began the work. The construction company came with riggers and mules and machinery, and a foreman named Homer Barron, a Yankee, a big, dark, ready man with a big voice and eyes lighter than his face. Having stood still in front of the mirror for a long time and combed her hair zealously, Emily was woken by the noise of an explosion outside. She headed downstairs and made her emergence at the front door quickly to make sure what was happening. Emily opened the door and caught sight of the crowd of workers. At that moment, the Yankee man turned his head and saw her. He approached Emily with the aim of conveying his apology to her.
Sorry about trouble noise. We are blowing up the stumps to make the sidewalks. My name is Baron, Homer Baron. I'm a foreman.
I'm Emily.
I got to get back. They get lazy without me.
They remained silent for a short period of time until a sweet smile appeared in Homer's face before he came back to continue his work. Emily was standing still for ages, looking at his back when he was leaving. At the time, she was seemingly frozen with his sweet words and bright smile. After the great feeling of the first sight, she closed the door slowly and stepped back into the house.
Is that the Yankee that everyone was talking about?
Yes, Miss Emily.
Oh,
Presently, we began to see him and Miss Emily on Sunday afternoons, driving in the yellow wheel buggy, and the match team of bays from the livery stable.
that's my father. Passed away just recently.
Let's go. It's beautiful outside.
At first, we were glad that Miss Emily would have an interest.
Of course, a real son would not think seriously of another monk, a day laborer.
Of course, she would never do that.
Poor Emily. Her kinsfolk should have come to her.
She carried her head high enough even when we believed that she was fallen. It was as if she demanded more than ever the recognition of her dignity as the last person. Like when she bought the rat poison, that was over a year after they had begun to say, "Poor Emily."
I want some poison.
Yes, Miss Emily, what kind? For rats and such, I reckon.
I want the best you have. I don't care what kind.
Well, we have arsenic. It can kill up to an elephant. But what you need maybe
Arsenic, is that a good one?
is arsenic. Yes, madam, but what you want?
I want arsenic.
If that's what you want, but the law requires you to tell what you are going to use it for.
Miss Emily just stared at him, her head tilted back in order to look him eye for eye, until he looked away and went and got the arsenic and wrapped it up. When she opened the package at home, there was written on the box under the skull and bones, "For rats." We learned that Miss Emily had been to the jeweler's and ordered a man's toilet set in silver, with the letters HB on each piece. 2 days later, we learned that she had bought a complete outfit of men's clothing, including a nightshirt, and we were sure they were to be married. After every hard day of work, Homer usually headed straight to a club in the town with some younger man.
You gonna marry her, aren't you?
No, I ain't the marrying kind.
They cleaned their classes and drank bottoms up. We were not surprised when Homer Baron. The streets had been finished some time since was gone. We were a little disappointed that there was not a public blowing off, but we believed that he had gone to prepare for Miss Emily's coming.
You know that Homer's just left?
Don't know about that. Pretty sure he's just gone to prepare for the wedding.
Yeah, I suppose so.
As we had expected all along, within 3 days Homer Baron was back in town. A neighbor saw the Negro man meet him at the kitchen door at dusk one evening.
He's back, I told you.
We have standing here for 3 days.
Yeah, let's go home.
And that was the last we saw of Homer Baron and of Miss Emily for some time. A few days later, neighbors caught an acrid smell emanating from her house. It was so tremendously terrible that they could not put up with it. Then they have to make a decision to notify the judge, Stevens.
The smell from Miss Emily's house. I don't know what that smell is, but you have to do something about it.
But what will you have me do about it, madam?
Why, send her word to stop it. Isn't there a law?
I'm sure that won't be necessary. It's probably just a snake or a rat that niggers of hers killed in the yard. I'll speak to him about it.
The next day, he received 2 more complaints, one from a man who came in diffident deprecation.
We really must do something about it. Judge, I'd be the last one in the world to bother Miss Emily, but we've got to do something.
That night, the board of aldermen met, 3 gray bears and 1 younger man, a member of the rising generation.
It's simple enough. Send her word to have her place cleaned up. Give her a certain time to read it in, and if she don't,
Damn it, sir. Will you accuse the lady to her face of smelling bad?
So the next night, after midnight, 4 men crossed Miss Emily's lawn and slunk about the house like burglars, sniffing along the base of the brickwork and at the cellar openings, while one of them performed a regular sewing motion with his hand out of a sack slung from his shoulder. They broke open the cellar door and sprinkled them there, and in on the outbuildings. After a week or 2, the smell went away.